Hello everyone, myself Abhishek Yadav, and today we are going to see Web Technology Lab number 5. So we have total of 6 questions. We are going to see each one of them one by one. Let's begin. So the first one is to calculate the longest string. So whatever we will type, the longest string will be given as answer. Like this time this is the answer, or if you want, so it will change. Let's go for the coding. So in this case what will happen, as we can see, this script has a function, and here this is the head part. Head is having the function, and in the body this is the, so we have enter your text and input type text box. So here text whatever we are entering, then we have a button get string whose value is get string, and on click, when we click we have to call that function. This function will be called. So what's inside the function, so it will get element by id text box. So through this, whatever the value will be there, it will be taken in the value string str. So it will be split using the predefined function split. So it will be stored, it will be split on the basis of space. Wherever it will find a space, it will split. So it will recognize the length word. So every word will be stored in an array. So this array arr, and we have pre-initialized a length like default length, that the long string may be with length 0. So here is a variable with longest string. So first of all we will check if I is equal to less than 0 array dot length. So in this array dot length, it is a predefined function. So if array dot length, so if I is less than that, we will keep on doing till last. We will check whether it is going like it is there or it is correct or not, if which is the last digit. So if array dot I dot is greater than length, so what we are going to change, the longest string will be that array of I, as we have already done previous. So the same way, and this length will be changed to that much, so at least it should be of that much length. That's all. So now let's go to the second problem. The second problem is the BMI. So some kilograms we have to give, like 55, and height in meters. So let's give 6. So we'll calculate BMI. It will be less underweight. If we give 3, it will be still underweight 1.5. So it is normal. So let's go for the coding. Let's see how it's working. So we have BMI. So this is the body part which we can see BMI, weight, kilometer, and we have that input, and its id is weight, and then input type equal to text, height is, and the id is height, and we have the on click function. We will call that function calculate get BMI, and then we are going to print in the id score and type. Okay, so we have here function calculate. So what we are going to do, we are going to take the two variable height and weight, we are going to take these values. So what are you going to pass dot float, as the values will be in float. So get element id document dot get element by id weight. So this id from weight element, what we are going to take, we will take the value and we convert into pass float, and then save into weight. And similarly for height. Now we know how to calculate the BMI. So you have taken two variables BMI and type. So we will calculate BMI using this weight by height square, and if it is BMI is less than 8, the type will be underweight. If BMI is between 18 to 25, then the type will be normal. If BMI is 25 to 30, then the type will be overweight, else obese. That is, if it is greater than 30, then it is obese. So at the last we will print get element by id score dot inner HTML. So in score, what will the BMI score, whatever score which we have calculated, will display, and in type we will display that, just type in any. So now next problem is to calculate make that flower bed. So flower bed, let us take 5 rows and 6 columns. Plant the garden. So in this we have two things. So these rose and sunflower should come at random. Although in question it was given something else, but I have taken sunflower and rose. So here we have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows and 6 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. And as we are going to use random function, so the probability of each one of them will be same. So let's see for the coding. So here it is the basic, like the output, we can see flower, garden, rose, and in that we have already entered like value, predefined value. As we can see, enter values in rows, enter values in columns, it was already written there. So id is rows and id is column, and on click function there is plant garden. So on plant garden the button grow will be called. So document.getElement by id rows.value. So from value x will be taken and column value will be taken. So what we are going to as normal for loop, because we are going to deal with rows and column, so we have taken two for loop, one for the rows, one for the column, and here we have taken the value math dot random. So here it is the top value and this is the minimum value. So either this random function will generate the maximum of 2 and the minimum 1. So all that it can give is 2 or 1, and then we are using math.turn. If not, then also it's okay. So it will be stored in number. So we will divide it by 2. So the probability of 2 and 1 is equal. So if it is even, we are going to plant the sun, and if it is even then sun, if odd then we will go for rows. So document.getElement by id garden, which we have already made there, division, the division, then image.source, we will add this thing with this much, and anything you can change if you want. So this is that. And document.getElement by, so if we are going to do this how many times, x times and y times, y column time x rows. And document.getElement by id, after this for loop, after every row is finished, we have to give a break line. So we have used it over here. That's all. Let's go for the next question. Next question is to convert kilograms to uh, so let's give some random value 5 and we will calculate. So the answer is this much. We can also check like this. We calculate, something like this will come. So let's go for the coding and see how it's working. Similarly, this is our what we can see, option kg to get the drop down type. We have taken kg and lb, kg and lb, and it is the id for that is from, and the id is 2. So whenever we calculate the click on the function button calculate, it will call the function calculate, and we have span answer so that we could display the answer. So what will happen, first of all we'll go to the function calculate. It will take the data and we will pass through a check, because we are going to use parseInt. So before using parseInt, we are going to check that whether the value is, whether like that answer, that box text field has something value or not. So if it is nothing is there, so enter a valid input will be displayed. Otherwise we are going to convert that value into parseInt and data. So and then what we are going to do, from select index, so whatever is there we will convert it to index where value from. So that value will be taken and the value. So if directly value equal to index, so what we are going to multiply, this is the constant value we have, we will multiply and we will store it data. Finally we will display over here. Let's move to the next question. Flip. So if we will try flip, it may be head, it may be tail, it may be remain same, but the total number of tails or heads will keep on changing. So it should, as a fair coin, it should be like the probability of both should be equal. So again we are going to use math.random function and 2 and 1. So this is the part which we can see, span and total number of tails and number of heads. The id is given, by default it will be 0, and we are going to change that value afterwards. So here we have flip button, and what we are going to do, we are going to add an event listener to that button. So whenever we click that button, this function will be called, flip function will be called. So this will be done by like the id is flip, so dot add event listener, then we have click. What will be, whenever we click, not double click or not drag or long click, whenever we click, this function will be called flip function. So in flip function what we will get, we are getting a random, we are calling for the random variable, math.random. The maximum will be 2, minimum will be 1, so it can generate 2 or 1, it will be stored in number. So when if it is in story number, so if it is equal to 1, so we will increase the count of head, we'll increase the count of head, and the coin dot source will be head. So the coin, this coin source will be like head dot jpg. Otherwise if it is equal to 2, then it will be tail dot jpg, and we'll increase the count of tail. And at last we are going to display num of head, num of tail. That's all. Let's go for the next question. The last question is the pizza. So if there is a small pizza, some value, we are giving it like 7, 5 and 4. We are giving a tip of 15%, and it will calculate some value and answer. Let's see how it works. So here we have, this is the body part which we can see. Here is a small pizza, a medium pizza, large pizza, text. So the value will be in text field. It ID is small, medium and large. And this is the labels radio button which we saw. 10% by default, 15% will be checked as we saw, and 20% calculate order. And when we calculate, we click on this, so calculate function will be called, and the price we want to display in this price span. So let's see, calculate. So here we will get the small get element by id, medium get element by id dot value. So the value will be stored in small, medium and large, and then we are going to calculate the price. So for small, into 100, for medium we will multiply it with 200, and for large we are going to multiply with 400. And then we are going to calculate the tax. So price into 0.9, these are fixed value, we can save it in some other variable also if you want. And then we'll finally going to add price and tax price, and after that we are going to add the variable tip. Like, so document dot query selector input type equal to tip dot checked dot value. So it will check whether which of them is checked, and for with that we can take the value of tip. So like 5%, 10% or 20%, 15% or 20%. So we will multiply and we will calculate the tip, and then we will add this price to the price, and finally we are going to display with this price. That's all. Thank you.